Jeff Zimmerman here. You know who I'm with. Tim Bradley Jr., Desert Storm. Man, you can find him at the greatest YouTube channel out there I got it this time, Tim, at Timothy Desert Storm Bradley Jr., Hall of Famer, legend, the most outspoken man in boxing. What's up, Tim?
Hey, what's good, man? I love that intro, baby. I appreciate the support. You already know, man. Thank you. I really do appreciate you. What's good with you? What's the topics today, big dog?
Man, yeah, there's not a whole lot going on in boxing, but I think we'll find a couple here and there.
Okay.
But
All right.
listen, man, I was at the fight weekend this past week. Vergil Ortiz Jr., Erickson Lubin. We talked a lot about it before. Man, everyone I talked to around the fight was like, it's going to be a good fight. I think everyone was expecting a good fight, but Vergil should win. Boy, did he win in impressive fashion. You broke down the fight. You had a lot to say, stay off the ropes and all that, but tell me what you saw and what you thought.
Man, first of all, Lubin got straight up cooked. Like cooked. You know what I'm saying? Like again, Kentucky Fried Chicken style, right? Extra crispy. I mean, look. Like it's one thing to talk it, it's another thing to show up and actually do it. Everybody got a plan, like Tyson says, until they get hit in the mouth, right? And what I saw in the first round, I saw a guy that looked like he was a little bit in control. He was trying to establish the game plan, using his jab. Every now and then he'll get along the ropes. He'll block a couple. He'll step in and tie up. I'm like, okay, all right, that was a decent first round. Could have went either way the first round. And then all of a sudden, second round comes and I'm like, what the heck? What is going on? He bagged straight up to the damn ropes. Literally bagged up to the ropes. Now, let's give Ortiz credit because when I went back and I watched it, and then I went back and I watched Lubin in his previous fights, and this was something that I missed. And this is like smart of Ortiz in his camp. What I mean? You got to give it up for them, man. They the reason why he was able to execute as well as he did was is because of film study. I don't care what they say. I don't care if they. I don't watch film. No, you watch some damn film because what he did was, if you notice, Lubin likes to move to his left a lot. Being a southpaw, you want to move majority to your right. Okay, you want to be able to get around that lead hand and get around to that weak side where you can, land combinations and be out of the way at the same damn time. Well, Lubin has a damn bad habit, one of being on the ropes, but also moving to his left.
Hmm.
And it was interesting to see Ortiz kind of move to his right and cut him off, and then forced him back left. And then he was able to set up that left hook, and he was walking him towards that rope. So, like, Lubin was trying to establish his jab. Ortiz kept his hands real high. Like I told you guys, like to keep his hands real high. If you support the channel, I explain all of this stuff. And he was jabbing with Lubin. He was jabbing with him. He was catching him down to the body. He was finding the little space in between the southpaw, and he was jabbing up right between the guards. I mean, Lubin at that time was saying to himself, I think, this dude is a lot smarter than I thought he was. He hits a lot damn harder than I thought he did. And you know what? I'm gonna do what I always do. I'm gonna go back to the ropes. I'm gonna see if I can counter him or somehow or punch him between one of his shots, and I'm gonna take my chances there. That was one of the biggest issues that I had with Lubin in this fight is that he always tends to find times or at least attempt to find times to rest. It's the second round, buddy. It's the second round. You know, Laid on those ropes, and it was all she wrote after that, man. I'm sitting there, I'm watching the fight. I just had grabbed some sushi, and I'm like, he goes to the ropes, and I'm saying to myself, this fight's about to be over, and it's about to be over real quick. He's getting hit with body shots. You see Ortiz. He uses that little pill down. So hands up, the guard. He used the pill down, peeled his guard down, and came with a mean right hook right on the temple, by the eye and the temple. And then you saw Lubin legs. It was over. I mean, as soon as he got hit with that shot, it was like he got hit with a nuclear bomb, and his world turned upside down. And then just the follow up combinations Thank God referee stepped in. I'm seeing some people say that the fight was stopped too soon. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The dude was a dead man. He was a corpse, literally on the ropes. Not even defending himself at all. You know what I mean? Knocked the hell out. You know, so hell of a fight. I would say hell of a fight. Didn't expect that. I thought it was gonna be about 6, 7 rounds. Later back into the fight, I thought that Lubin would slow down a bit, and then Ortiz would be able to find his mark. But shit, great execution, great game planning by cutting off that right side, forcing him back left, and then catching him with that left hook. Cornering him, getting him on the ropes, and setting him up, pulling that guard down, and coming right over with that right hook, and finding that kill shot, man, to finish and seal the deal.
I'm glad you brought up the referee in the stoppage because from my vantage point, in the media section, I'm watching the big screen mostly. It looked like he was out on his feet.
He was out.
He was out, right? And
He was
so
out.
I asked Vergil if he knew that, and he said no, but he heard from the crowd that the fight, it was pretty much done. The ref came in, right? But
Yeah.
I asked Robert Garcia, and he said absolutely he was out on his feet. And I said, I think the ref did a hell of a job to recognize that and jump in. And he agreed. And Robert, being the guy he is, went and got a stool as fast as he could for him. So I didn't know what the people were saying online that they thought it was too soon, but he was out.
Well, I think the people online might have had a little hamburger bet on the upset. In these fights because it's boxing, right? I had a lady ask me over the weekend. She says, "Why do you love boxing so much?" And I go, "Look, one thing is mano y mano. It's ego versus ego. It's will versus will." I said, "But the best part about boxing is it's not like any other sport. I said if you're playing football, and it's 27-10, and there's a minute left on the clock, it's over. I said in boxing, I said as long as you got seconds on the clock, I said it's 12 rounds. I said you got a chance. You got a chance. You one punch away from always stopping your opposition. Now, I know some people might say, "Well, Tim, it's he has no power." Look, it's the punches that you don't see are the ones that hurt you, man. They hurt you the most. And you don't need a whole lot of punching power to hurt another man, you know. So I don't know the exact pressure, but I just tell you, you can knock out somebody, you know what I mean, when you least expect it. Like a lot of people saying that, Devin Haney won't be able to knock out or hurt or even drop Norman Jr. I beg to defer. You know what I mean? Like if Norman Jr. running in there and he get hit with the right hand or left hook or something he don't see, you know what I mean? He can be rocked too. Yeah, Norman can be rocked too. So like, I'm not a firm believer in he ain't got power, so you should be able to walk through him. Remember when what's the kid name Munguia fought a dude with 4 knockouts and got served.
Right. In
Four
Mexico.
knockouts,
Yeah.
literally in Mexico, and got served, like
Yeah.
destroyed. Right. So like, look, you got to respect everybody you get in the ring with, man. And so I would advise Norman Jr. coming up, this fight coming up real soon. I would advise him, hey, yeah, feel that power first before you go in there and think that this man ain't got no damn punching power. Devin Haney, hey, he got really good timing. So, anyways, got off on a tangent. My
No,
bad, but
no, no. I
I'm
was
just
gonna
trying
ask.
to I'm just trying to relate.
Yeah.